Hey Internet, my name is Sebi and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. I'm currently on my way back to the rover transporter with my rover, and Sean Kerman is still waiting for us, so he can observe our redocking to the rover transporter. I hope I can get this thing to a stop without flipping it over. And yes, looks good. Okay, we made it back to our rover transporter, and our next challenge is to bring the whole thing back to Kerbin. And when we manage to land the thing safely on the surface of Kerbin, then we have done this to bring a rover from one celestial body to another. And yeah, this is all what I wanted to do with my enable SAS again to support the docking process. And well done, well done. Okay, good job. We are now back and docked to our rover transporter. And as I said, then I have done everything I wanted to do with my rover transporter. I wanted to create a vessel that is capable of transporting something up to a celestial body and again remove it or return it or fly it to another celestial body. I mean, I can also now start and now it's time for Sean Kerman to fly back home to the Mun Base, just to be sure that he is or that he isn't out of the danger zone of the rocket blast when we fly back home, so that he isn't injured by the rocket blast. Okay, now fly him back and brake, and don't run into the solar panels, please. Please come to a stop. Okay, now let's have a gently landing. Very, very slowly and stop. Good job. Good job, Sean Kerman. Disable your RCS fuels or thrusters. You have some propellant still in there. This is good. Now I want also to check out what data we have here. Take data. We have seismic scan, gravity scan, and surface sample. It would be nice if I could add this to one of the probes, but unfortunately store experiments here. Can I now? No, there I can only take, but I think L should be still sitting in there. Review stored data. Okay. So 30 science, keep it 7.3 science and 7.3 science, so not so much of a science. And it said that I can't store it in the rover. This would be really cool if I have could store this in the rover vessel and fly it back home, but unfortunately this isn't possible. So okay, L will join Sean Kerman in the hitchhiker storage container, and we will switch back to our transporter. Let's do a short quick save. And then we will head off up into orbit again, and I hope I have enough fuel to fly even back home to Kerbin. So yeah, I have done then everything I wanted to do, and I have a rover transporter. Maybe I will later on design a better rover where also a Kerbal can drive in. But this will happen later on because, as I already said over the last episodes, I'm not so much interested in doing rover missions, and in this case it was more about the challenge to have the thing and to have the rover transporter, and now it's time to head off and fly back home. So let's do this. Let's aim for the 90-degree mark again. And retract our gear, very good. And then throttle up a bit. So we gain some altitude. The engines are pretty powerful, this is really nice. And goodbye Mun Base, goodbye Mun Base. Was nice to meet you, and I hope we can visit us again later on. So what do I have here? 15 kilometers already, this is amazing. Let's set there a maneuver node to keep track of it when we reach our apoapsis while you're close now. So yeah, the rover is attached to it. We have returned the rover back into orbit. This is the very first and good step towards our proof of concept of the rover transporter. And yeah, okay, I can already do time warps, this is amazing. so we can get closer to our apoapsis. Like here, only 20 seconds left, so now remove the maneuver node and virus. And let's throttle up. And where's our periapsis? There it is. Apoapsis 31 kilometers. This is a little bit, well, 9 kilometers is still good. And our our return burn will happen somewhere around here. So let's do this. And there we have it. Well, I can adjust this later on. At first I will just have some aerobraking maneuvers, so I will bring the periapsis to about 35 kilometers or so, like this. This is very good. And then I can later on adjust this. How much fuel do I have? I hope this is enough fuel to do this burn. I think so. Okay, node is coming up in 22 minutes. Let's fast forward to this node. Oh. Before I do this, I need to make sure where's the sun, that I'm facing towards the sun to keep my batteries charged, not that I'm running out of energy and I can't control my my thingy here, my rover transporter anymore. This would be really problematic if this happens to us. Okay. Let's do the time warp. It says only a 6-second burn because we have so powerful engines. This is really cool. And there's Kerbal. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, let's come to a stop. Our batteries still have some energy. This is good. Let's aim for the maneuver node. And let's see. Just a tiny adjustment. Okay, right now let's do the burn. Switch over to the orbital map to watch over what we are doing and remove the maneuver node to see these numbers. And 44, 32, I think this is good enough. Then we can see where we are coming down, if we are coming down over land or ocean or whatever. How much fuel do we have left? 66, okay, we have enough fuel to fly the thing up to the moon and land it there and return it from the moon. So the lander is well designed, at least for this tiny little amount of payload. I'm not sure how much does a bigger rover will weigh, so yeah. But on the other hand, it is powerful enough, and now we need to do a time warp until we see the sun again, so that we can face the sun to recharge our batteries. So where is the sun? The sun is over here, like though. Okay, we are facing the sun, this is good. And now we can continue our time warp and see how we are flying back from the moon or leaving the moon. Let's do it a little bit faster. Goodbye moon, we will meet again soon or later. And when we have left this, okay, I think we have left the sphere of influence of the moon and we are now falling back towards Kerbal. So, hi Kerbal, we are coming back home and we are pretty close. So where will we will come down there. So maybe, what do I need to do? Do I just need to increase a bit my velocity to raise the periapsis? Yes, I need to do something like this. So I like to raise it up to 35, so I will not return back. 34. 35. Okay, this is good enough because I like to land in the desert. This would be really cool. Okay, let's proceed on. Let's proceed on towards, and we are, what is this? I think this was the landing from our very first moon. Yes, this was the return landing from our first moon travel. So let's do a little bit of a physical time warp so that we are falling down and getting deeper in the atmosphere to have some aerobraking maneuvers going on. And come on. Okay, there we have our heat going on. Oh, this looks nice. This looks nice. The shape of the surface of Kerbal, and I think we will have the sunrise pretty soon. So sunrise, where are you? It's getting bluer and bluer. This looks really amazing. I like this view. Let's switch off the instruments to enjoy even more this great picture. This is cool. And especially with these re-entry effects. Okay, there we have sunrise. Very good, very good. And we are losing some speed. This is also very good. Let's see what's going on with our orbit. The orbit is going down as expected. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I think I should wait until I have left the thicker part of the atmosphere before I start thinking about my deorbit burn with my tiny amount of fuel left in this vessel. Oh, I can make things faster by using the time warp. This is a good idea. Good that I've thought about this. And we are almost out of the atmosphere. So what have we done? As I said, I like to come down in the desert. So what of a burn do I need to perform something like this? Oh, it's a quite significant burn. If I want to land in the desert. Can we do this? We would, at least I like to return to the surface. Okay, It's said that this is always in the night side. Kerbal is rotating underneath us. Well, if I do the burn and I don't have enough power, what I think I have, then I will return anyway. But I like to come down on the daylight side. Why is my orbit so wonky? This is bad. Well, we can do one thing. We can raise a bit the. Yeah, let's try out this. We will raise just a tiny bit our orbit or our fly through the atmosphere. And then we will see what happens then. Let's fly out to the apoapsis. I like to land in a flat area. This would be really great. And let's prepare a second fly through the atmosphere, but this time I like to raise a bit the apoapsis, or I think we won't return back into space. So maybe about 37 kilometers or so, or 38. I think this is a good altitude. Let's see what will happen on the next fly through. Let's approach the atmosphere. Whoa. Again, and 50 times, one time. Let's face the prograde vector so that we are using the front and not the rover to skim through the atmosphere and to feel the re-entry effects. And let's do again a time warp to get closer to the thicker part of the atmosphere. Okay, we are now inside the atmosphere, and when do we start to lose some speed? Okay, now we are losing speed. This is good. And okay, let's stop with this and let's see what we are doing here. The apoapsis is going down. Sorry, the apoapsis is going down. This is good. This is really good. Oh, here would be maybe nice flat land. This would be quite interesting to land somewhere around here. What do I need to do to perform a landing down there? Still a quite significant burn, but I think I should try this out. Okay, I think I should do this. Oh, and we were too close to the atmosphere, so we will definitely return now to the surface. So maybe I don't need to do a burn. Maybe I have done my deorbit burn accidentally completely right. This is great. However, I don't want to land maybe where I am. There is some mountain region. So maybe I should just... How high are we? 35 kilometers. Maybe I should just do a burn to raise a bit my altitude. Because down there seems to be a little bit problematic because of some mountains, and I don't want to crash into mountains with my payload. I like to land somewhere here where we have nice and flat area. This would be really good. So let's monitor a bit our approach. Okay, there was our very first Mun landing. This is nice that we are coming across our very first path of our very first Mun landing. As we return with another vessel coming down from the Mun, this is really great. Okay, what does the trajectory predicts? I think this is looking pretty awesome. I hope we are now over this mountainous region, and I hope will arrive there. So let me just do a tiny little burn again to raise a little bit our trajectory. So we will definitely not land down there, but instead over there in the plain grassland. I think this is really good. How much fuel do we have left? Just a tiny little amount. I like to keep just a little amount of fuel left, because I'm not sure how fast we will come down with our parachutes deployed, and I don't want to let the parachutes disintegrate my vessel, or on the other hand I want to have some fuel left just for the case that we are coming down too fast and it could destroy our rover. Okay, but I think this is now looking really amazing. So let's do a bit of a time warp as we are getting closer to the surface. Okay, we have again some re-entry effects going on. And I will wait until the time that I can pop my parachutes. About 5 kilometers above sea level or so. Okay, let's prepare for this. And pop these parachutes. Very good. Now switch off SAS and deploy the gear to increase a little bit more our drag. Oh, we're coming down pretty fast. Let me just use the engines to slow us down a bit before the parachutes will fully deploy and rip our vessel apart. Okay, very good, very good. And what is now our velocity for the approach? 8.4 meters is a little bit fast, and we just have a tiny bit amount of fuel left. So I think it's almost like the landing of the Soyuz capsule. I will just do a tiny little burn in the last second just before the impact to slow us down. so that we are not destroying our rover. So maybe right now, exactly like this, like a glove, like a glove. This was amazing. Okay, let's do a quick save, of course. And how much fuel is left? 3.56 units of fuel left. This is amazing. Okay, let's undock this vessel. Okay, it's already whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, no, 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 not get attached to it. Can I? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I think we can't get attached from this position on. Or can we? SAS? No, I think now we are a little bit too high. But the proof of concept has worked. We have brought this rover up to the Mun. We roved around on the surface of the Mun. And now we are roving, well, at least we are trying to rove on the surface of Kerbal. So this was really a successful test, a successful proof of concept. Unfortunately, we can't get this thing back to the transporter. Okay, I will risk this. I hope this is not too heavy. If I now lower this and deploy this again. Okay. And we haven't damaged the wheels. It was not too heavy. Very good, very good. So, proof of concept, well done. Good job, everyone. Good job. So, let's recover the vessel. Maybe we get some signs for it that we have done this. Okay. Recovery of a vessel returned from the surface of the Mun. 5 signs. At least we have received 5 signs for our rover mission. Not bad, not bad. It was really fun. I like this idea. And now we don't have really to do something right now. We need to wait a little bit for our interplanetary missions to arrive somewhere. Respectively for our Duna mission, that we have a return window. And yeah, on the other hand, we need to wait a little bit for the Eve launch window. And speaking of the Eve launch window, I will just in a short amount of time demonstrate you what I think I will build. Because I talked already about this, I want to fly up to Eve to at least recover the Moho probe, but I'm not sure. I already said that I'm not sure if I can make this, and I'm not sure what happens first, the burn to Eve or the Eve launch window. And in case that we have the Eve launch window, at first I like to prepare a vessel that can fly up there. So basically what I like to have is I like to have two times the Science Junior, because I want to if I need to fly up there, and I'm not sure if the Moho probe will arrive there, I will like to have a backup plan, or at least I will have the option to gather some signs around Eve when I'm there. So I like to have one for high above Eve and one in space near Eve for a short flyby. In this case, I like also to have 2 of the... I could have done this much faster, like this. So I don't want to... that these 2 guys are touching each other. Okay, so I like to have 2 times the science instruments. Then, because I will just do not a landing, I just can have, or just need 1 gravioli detector and 1 thermometer, because I can gather these instruments or these data from my vessel. And of course I need an antenna, and this would be all I need. Then of course I would have to need to add some fuel and some engine. And yeah, basically this this would be my idea for the upcoming Eve mission, or the upcoming Eve launch, that I have 2 times the same instruments, 1 for high above Eve, 1 in space near Eve, and that I have a thermometer and a gravioli detector to do some additional science out there. so that when I fly up to Eve I can get some useful data and bring it back home, and maybe I can get also the data from the MOHO probe, if the MOHO probe is able to fly up there. But as I said, this all depend on the timing of the launch windows. If I have at first the launch window up to Eve, or maybe at first the correction burn of the MOHO probe. But maybe I will think about launching this thing anyway up to Eve, so I can do some visit to Eve and do some science around Eve, because if I'm doing this, then I have visited at least every planet in the Kerbal system, and then I can start thinking about which system or which planet I will explore more in detail, maybe the Joule system or the Eve system. So I think I might launch this thing up into space. Anyway, so yeah, let me just save the thing as Eve, rescue Eve, let's call it Eve Explorer, and save this, and I will develop the thing a little bit more and a little bit more in detail, and then I'm ready to launch the thing up to Eve when the launch window arrives. And yeah, this is one thing that will happen maybe in the next episode, or maybe we have the correction burn for the MOHO probe. I'm not sure what comes first. So a lot of exciting things are ahead of us as usual. And yeah, this wraps up today's episode. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this episode. If you do so, please do the usual YouTube stuff, like liking, commenting, subscribing. And I hope I see you again in the next episode when we continue with Kerbal Space Program on Wings. Until then, my name is Zebby. See you!